I'm Hal Feener, 51 years in real estate. In Part A, we watched a hamburger move through time, and we watched my dad wait 20 years for $1 million number that, after inflation and costs, left him just about where he started. My dad was a good man and a good seller, but he only ever owned one tool. He had time, and he hoped. Real estate gives you 4 more, and when you stack them, you stop hoping and you start beating the clock. Let me walk you through all 4 on one simple deal. Picture a small fourplex. 4 units, and you buy it for $400,000. Keep that number in your head, because we are going to run it 2 ways. Tool 1 is leverage. The all-cash buyer puts down the full $400,000. You put down 25%, $100,000, and the bank covers the rest. Now, say the property climbs in value by $40,000 in a year. For the cash buyer, that is $40,000 on $400,000, a 10% return. For you, that is $40,000 on the $100,000 you actually put in. That is a 40% return on your cash. Same building, same gain. The only difference is that you controlled the whole asset with a quarter of today's dollars. Now, you are paying interest on that loan, so the real number is lower, and we will do the honest math another day. But the principle holds. Your dollars worked harder because fewer of them were in the deal. Tool 2 is letting inflation pay your note. You borrowed $300,000 in today's expensive dollars, but your tenants hand you rent every month, and that rent pays the mortgage down. Year after year, you are repaying that loan with cheaper and cheaper future dollars, the same way that hamburger kept getting more expensive. The bank gets paid back in dollars worth less than the ones you borrowed. The tenant retires your debt, and time quietly works on your side instead of against you. Tool 3 is the deduction. The tax code lets you depreciate that building, and with a cost segregation study, you can pull a big chunk of those paper losses forward into the early years. That paper loss can shelter the real cash flow the property throws off. Here is the time value piece. You are taking that deduction today, in today's heavy dollars, when it is worth the most. If you ever pay some of it back down the road, you pay it in lighter future dollars. You took the valuable dollar now and handed back the cheap one later. Tool 4 is the deferral. Say years later that fourplex has grown and you sell. Normally you would owe capital gains tax that day. But with a tax-deferred exchange, you roll the whole gain into the next, larger property and you pay nothing now. That tax dollar you would have sent to the government keeps working for you, earning, compounding, for years or even decades. And because of everything we learned about time, the bill that might come someday is a shadow of what it would have cost you today. Many investors defer and defer again and never pay it at all. Now stack them up. Leverage multiplied your return. Inflation paid your loan. The deduction sheltered your income with today's valuable dollars. The deferral kept your tax money working instead of leaving. That same hamburger is still just a hamburger, but look what you did with the dollars. That is the whole game. Compare that to my dad and his lot. He had one tool. He waited, and he hoped the number showed up. Same market, same years. One path netted him almost nothing after inflation. The other compounds, quietly and steadily, the entire time you hold. So here is the way I want you to hold all of this. The 4 tools we just walked through: leverage, inflation paying your loan, the deduction, and the deferral. Those are the 4 that bend time in your favor. They are how real estate beats the clock. But there is a second 4, and I do not want you to mix them up. Real estate also has 4 sources of value and income. There is cash flow, the rent that comes in every month. There is appreciation, the value the property gains over time. There is debt paydown, the loan shrinking while your tenants cover it. And there are the tax benefits, the deductions and deferrals the code allows. One set of 4 is about time, The other set of 4 is about where the money actually comes from. They work together, and we will dig into the specifics as we move along. For now, I just want you to understand the concept of money and time as it applies to real estate. Real estate has the potential to create both wealth and income. Many of the wealthiest people in the world have used real estate as their investment vehicle because of its ability to grow in value and beat inflation. Once you see money move through time, you understand why. I'm Hal Feener, 51 years in real estate. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.